We have seen Ukraine, the best place, one of the best places where to run businesses.
Do you feel that there is a crisis in Ukraine?
2020 has taught us a lot of lessons in 2021, but 2021 will be a very difficult year. But the most important thing that has taught us is how important it is to care for the health and to care for our people. The old playbook of the CEO, maximizing revenues and maximizing shareholders' return, you can
gone. Dear friends, hello. Now we have the next video, Let's Talk, and now the guest of this video is Alessandro Zanelli, the CEO of Nestle.
Hi Anna, and hi everybody.
Hi, the first question I would like to raise to you. You're within 20 years with the EBA. I do not mean you, but I mean the Nestle. And why is it so? Why do you keep going with the EBA? What kind of, effect do you find attractive for yourself?
Thanks, Anna. And I think you're right, not me personally, but you actually. You have seen a lot of CEOs of Nestle constantly being committed to EBA. I think it's a natural choice. It's a natural choice because if I just take the ambition of the EBA, which is making Ukraine a better place to run business, well, this is very much overlapping with our ambition. We as a Nestle, we have seen Ukraine the best place, one of the best places where to run businesses. On top of that, we share values here because we want to do business in a very transparent, compliant, consistent, and sustainable way. And I think really the values are the same. So it's a natural choice.
Did I hear it well? You find Ukraine as the best place to make business? Is it really so?
Thanks for this, the opportunity to talk about it. Actually, we just celebrated last year our 25th anniversary, and now we are entering in our 26 years of presence in Ukraine. Nestle in Ukraine is a history of growth, investment, and I would say innovation. And the three things, they really interact with each other. When I say growth and investment, think about that. We have invested in local, very loved brands, such as Svitoch, Mivina, and Torchin. Additionally, when I say about innovation, it's not only innovation in products, which has been outstanding, but also innovation in terms of services. We have established in Lviv, our biggest and most important service center.
But do you find it easy to find people for your place in Lviv? Or do you find some difficulties?
Yeah, one of the reasons that we have invested in Lviv is because of the high level of education, particularly when it comes to IT. And IT services is really booming in Ukraine, as we well know. Now, the question is not to find the people, is to retain them, because, of course, these people are very well educated. They find a perfect place to work in Nestle with us, but then the opportunities are arising. And therefore, our work is also very much to work as a brand employment to create the attractiveness to stay in Nestle.
But do you pay them more? Do you pay them a lot in order to retain them? And what are the methods in order to retain people, best people?
We pay them very fairly, and let's say when they join us, they really are attracted to work with us. Our problem is the competition of the other countries, just neighboring countries, where they can find better salaries. But again, our way of working is not only looking at the salary itself, but the total remuneration package and what we offer for the people. And this is our way to retain our best talents.
What do you like the most in Ukraine? What do you like the most in Ukrainians? And what you don't like in them?
So this is what I like, the easy way of living, the good pace, the possibility to do things. Because yes, there is bureaucracy, but when you have determination, you can really do. What I would like to improve? Well, we have quite stratified problems in Ukraine, and I think this is the limiting factor of further expansion of Ukraine, which is clearly imposing a better judicial structure, which brings to have rule of law fully effective, which brings to have a serious fight against corruption and grey economy. these are the limiting factors, and this is what, as an EBA and and we hope also the government fully embrace to make Ukraine even more attractive.
But look, okay, let's imagine in case those issues will be addressed and they will be resolved. We would have really ideal rule of law and judicial system and law enforcement institution. What will it change for Nestle? How the Nestle landscape or the portfolio would change in the country?
To be honest, it will be not a big change for Nestle, because as I said, we have been committed to Ukraine. I was talking about the acquisitions. We have acquired 3 big business here, but since then, we have invested a huge amount of capex to make the factories better. Only last year, we have invested more than $30 million just to make our factories, to improve the quality of our factories. So it will not make Nestle a big difference for Nestle, but will make a big difference for Ukraine, because then it will attract much more capitals. The people could express much better their talents within the country and not migrating abroad. And therefore, logistically, this country is at the center of Europe, and it can be really the heart, the pulsing heart of Europe, if this evolution towards European standards will continue.
But by the way, when we were preparing ourselves for the video, we were talking about crisis, and I would like to again repeat the question: do you feel that there is a crisis in Ukraine which is connected to COVID and not only?
To answer your question, do I feel we have a crisis? It will not be fair for me to say that there's no crisis. Of course, we are in a crisis. Are we in the middle of the crisis, or are we at towards the end? That's difficult to say. I'm pretty sure that 2020 has taught us a lot of lessons, so we are better prepared now to face the situation that we will face in 2021. But 2021 will be a very difficult year from economical point of view, because the impact of COVID has not been seen. And I'm afraid that from economical point of view, it will be more this year, when some businesses will not be able to resist and last longer. And then the way forward is, of course, related to vaccination. If we cannot secure the health and the safety of the people, we cannot secure the health and the safety of the country and of the business.
You're selling different products in different areas, and do you feel the change of tastes, or they remain the same? I mean, tastes of Ukrainians.
I don't think the taste has changed. It's surely has changed the attitudes towards food, and has changed the shopping habits. So people now tend to avoid frequent shopping, and then to maximize the shopping during one cycle or maximum 2 cycles in the week. They also are much more looking after what goes into the package. So because they are much more aware of the impact of food in their health. And I would say in Ukraine, this is in generally very well perceived, particularly among young population. We understand that the best medicine is the food to stay healthy and live happy, longer lives. So changing in the shopping habits, also there has been a boom last year of e-commerce. But going back to your point, yes, also continuously improving on the quality of the ingredient, reducing the non-essentials to make products still very tasty, as well as more nutritious and more healthy. Finally, also, it's very important that they also have to be healthy for the people, but healthy for the environment. And therefore, they have to be sustainable from a packaging point of view. And this is where, in Ukraine, we are not where we should be. And actually, Nestle is a leading company here in establishing the EPR system, so Extended Producer Responsibility System, to have a circular economy and therefore recyclable usage of packaging.
We should launch a pilot project together.
Definitely, yes.
When it comes to European, you remember we were discussing this point at some of the EBA board meetings when we were thinking what to put in our agenda for 2021. And issue of elevating the value of being the European was also discussed. What is it for you to be a European?
Being European means have the freedom, have the possibility really to say what I think and to be listened, and to progressively move towards emancipation. I believe that this path Ukraine has taken, it cost significantly in terms of lives and in terms of money. A few years ago, when this decision, when the revolution happened, and I have a lot of respect for what has been done, and to embark in this direction, it's a path to which Ukraine will not stand back, I'm pretty sure.
Then can you please elaborate a little bit more on the lessons learned? Because you're saying that last year has taught us a pretty long range of lessons. What kind of lessons they are, and what kind of changes you have introduced both in your life and also in the life of your corporation?
But the most important thing that has taught us is how important it is to care for the health and to care for our people. We also understood that as a company here, we have a role because we employ 5,300 people and we have an impact on 5,300 families and all the multiplicator effect that this circuit will create. Therefore, ensure business continuity was also a way to fight the COVID. We offered a helping hand to the society, supporting hospitals, supporting medical institutions with donations, buying equipment. We converted all our business that was originally dedicated to celebrate the 25 years of Nestle in Ukraine. We converted all this budget into donations and more.
Amazing. But I was really very amazed and I would say surprised to hear from you that you're waking up very early, 4:30 in the morning. What do you do in the morning until the working hours start?
I think I am really obsessed with information. So I always try to read as much as possible or listen as much as possible information. And information goes from the early morning till the evening. Then I try also to exercise, recently not very successfully, I have to say. So for me, exercising in the morning is like an injection of electricity. It gives power to the batteries of my brain and of my body. And then I really try also to plan, because I really love to plan. I like improvisation, as we are doing now, but I prefer in my business life,
to be prepared.
I prefer to plan. So that's how I spend my day.
But by the way, do you believe that planning exercise is really very, I would say, effective during the pandemic? Because normally people in the pandemic time, they are saying there is no room for any planning.
Absolutely true. I mean, the old way to look at planning has completely changed, of course. So we need to... it's interesting because we are more precise on our planning on the long term. So we know exactly what we will do in 3 years from now. But what we do next month is a little bit more complicated. So that's what the pandemic brought also. So I agree, it's very difficult. I have to say that the other thing that this crisis has taught to us is that the old playbook of the CEO, maximizing revenues and maximizing shareholders' return, you can throw it away. It's all about being authentic, taking care of the people. And I'm serious here, the playbook is old, and the new playbook is about authenticity, taking care of the people, taking care of the environment and of the society where we are working on. So this is the new paradigm of success, I believe. What
should you do in order to be successful in this new reality?
I would say, most of all, authenticity. Okay? So be authentic between the words and the action. Really taking care of, I repeat, of the people and of the business, but not for the business results, but for what the business does for the people. And of offering really a support to the society where you are playing. Be a good citizen of the society. It's critical.
Well, interesting. Thank you so much, Alessandro.
Thank you, everyone.